It's Thursday, June 15th, 2023, and I've got 3 free best bets. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks, plays, and sports bets of the day where we're just trying to make some money together and run up the bag. If you tapped into the show yesterday, we had just a very heartbreaking day. Two losses in extra innings as we did cash in on the nerfy of the day. Shout out to the Mariners and Marlins for getting that one done, but we did lose on the Yankees on the money line. They lose in extras. I thought we had it in the 7th inning. They went up like 2-3 runs. They blew the lead there. D-backs came storming back in the 8th. 3-run home run to tie up the game just to lose in extras as well. That's tough, man. 1-2 on the day, but you can still see our year-to-date record right here, still over 500, looking to run up the bag in MLB this year. So as always, please like and subscribe to the channel, so this way you guys are staying up to date on all my best bets. I'm going to try to switch it up between money lines and team totals and player props. I'm just going to try to keep it smooth, and we got to do the right angle so we can cash in consistently and make money every single day. So let's dive into the first best bet. Now, for my first best bet of the day, I'm going with a total here, and I'm going to the Astros and Nationals matchup over 8 runs. The standard odds are about -115. I've seen that on a few books, whether it's Bovada, FanDuel, DraftKings, so make sure you shop around there. And in this matchup, we have Christian Javier, and he's versing Mackenzie Gore on the mound for the Nationals. Now, let's look at Mackenzie Gore a little bit. He struggled for the Nationals of late, and truthfully, the Nats have just struggled to support him as well. The Nats have lost their last 8 games on the money line when Gore has started. So that's like one of the picks I really like, but the odd value is just not there. So, you know, kind of do with that as you wish. Maybe put it as a leg in a parlay or something. But in his last start against the Braves, he went 5 innings, gave up 5 home runs and 2 home runs, in which was a 6-4 loss in that matchup for the Nationals. Now, when you look at his numbers on the road, he has a 3.92 ERA. He has an overall 4.04 ERA. Now he's facing an Astros team that hits left-handed pitchers really well. In the last month, they are 5th in team OPS and in isolated power against left-handed pitchers, and I truthfully think they have the ability to get to Gore today as well. They've been hitting a lot of runs in this series. They got 6 in the first game against the Nationals, 5 yesterday against the Nationals, so there's no reason why they shouldn't be able to tack on a few more runs today, so this way we can see another high-scoring total in this one. But when we look on the other side with Christian Javier, who's on the mound for the Astros, he has been solid so far this year. He's 7-1 on the year with the 3.13 ERA, but the biggest thing that I'm taking a look at is the type of pitcher that Javier is. He's a pitch to contact type of guy. He likes to get a lot of ground balls, a lot of double plays, a lot of pitches down in the zone, and so far this year he has 74 strikeouts compared to just 19 walks, so he has a lot of control over his pitches. But when you take a look at the Nationals, they're the best team in the majors in terms of strikeouts per game. They're the #1 team in the major leagues in terms of the least strikeouts per game. And then when you look at the last start that Javier had against the Guardians, who's the #2 team in the majors in terms of the least strikeouts per game, he gave up 7 hits, 4 earned runs, and 5 innings in that matchup. So when he's facing teams that typically don't strike out a lot, he's giving up hits, he's giving up contact, and truthfully, I think the Nationals should be able to score 1 or 2 runs, be able to get a few runs off of him in this matchup, because truthfully, the Nats are not the highest scoring team in the league, but they're still averaging about 4 runs per game, and they're 6th in the major in terms of batting average. So they are getting guys on base. So I don't really like to see that when I'm backing Javier here. So because of that, I really think that the Astros are going to be able to get to Gore and get a few runs on the board, and then Javier should be able to give us 2-3 runs as well, and we should be able to get this over this total of 8. We do have a push opportunity there as well. You could probably tease it down to 7.5 if you want to get it a little bit at more expensive value there. And then truthfully, I also like the Astros first 5 team total. I probably like that a little bit better than this play, but at the time of this recording, that line is not out just yet. So if that's at like 1.5 or 2.5, you might want to take a look at that, maybe sprinkle a little bit of something on that. Or you could also take a look at Javier's under strikeouts. I've been seeing 5.5 on most books as well. I think that's attractive. Again, the Nationals are #1 in the league in terms of least strikeouts per game. I don't think that matches up well with Javier today, so give me the over in this matchup, as Javier should be able to give up a few runs, and the Astros lineup should be able to get to Gore for a few runs in this one as well. For my second best bet of the day, I'm running back a Nerfy here, no run first inning, and I'm going to the Detroit Tigers in the Minnesota Twins matchup in this one. Minus 135 odds I'm seeing on Bovada. Shop around in your books, as every book has a little bit different Nerfy odds. In this one, we have Matthew Boyd on the mound for the Tigers, and we've got Sonny Gray on the mound for the Twins. Now, these are two pitchers who have been really strong on the Nerfy this year. Despite Boyd's ERA, you might think, like, why are you taking his Nerfy? No, but his ERA is high. He's actually 10-2 on Nerfies so far this year, and he's hit his last 5 in a row. I love to back pitchers on Nerfies who are on a streak and inconsistent in terms of not giving up runs in the first inning. And Sonny Gray, he's been very, very strong in Nerfies this year. 12-1 on Nerfies, including hitting his last 9 in a row. So I love to see that. And then when you look at the numbers a little bit deeper, the Twins and the Tigers both have a 75% Nerfy success rate. So they're not one of those teams that score a ton of runs in the first inning. The Twins actually have not scored a run in the first inning in 2 straight, while the Tigers, they didn't score a run in the first inning in the second half of the doubleheader yesterday. So because we have two strong pitchers who typically tend to miss some bats and get some outs in the first inning there, I want to back that. I want to take that Nerfy today. We just need 6 outs. Let's sweat it. We cashed in on the Nerfy yesterday. Hopefully we can run it back today as the second best bet. Now for my third and final best bet today, I'm going with a 2-leg parlay here, 2 player prop steam, and I'm going Freddie Freeman and Fernando Tatis both to get over 1 hit. The best odds I've seen is about minus 103 on FanDuel, and truthfully we have 2 really good hitters who have been in really, really good form of late. Let's dive into Freddie Freeman first, and he's having another very solid year at the batter's box. He's 3rd in the majors in terms of batting average. He has a .331 batting average on the year, and he's actually even better at home, batting .347 at home. So that's really solid numbers right there. He has at least 1 hit in his last 25 games, and that's something that I really love to see. I love to back hitters who are in a streak, who are consistent, because hitting sometimes is contagious. Normally when you're hitting the ball really well, you're going to go through a streak. When you're missing the ball, you're typically going to go through a streak on that as well. And I like to see that he's had success against Dylan Cease on the past, who is the starting pitcher for the White Sox, who he's going to be facing today. Now, we don't have a huge sample size on this one, but in 3 plate appearances against Cease, he is batting .667. I love to see that. And Cease is also one of those pitchers who tend to give up a lot of sharp contact as well, especially when he's struggling. He has been in good form of late, but this is a Dodgers offense that we know at any time can turn up and can really get some runs and some batters on base. So because of that, give me Freddie Freeman to get at least 1 hit in this home matchup against the White Sox as the first leg of the parlay. Now in the second leg of the parlay, I'm going Fernando Tatis, and we've seen him be able to start finding his form after he started off a little slower to the year. You know, he was suspended for that long suspension due to the steroids and the PEDs, but he's back and he's really starting to find his rhythm. He has a .283 ERA so far this year, but he's been really impressive against left-handed pitchers. He's batting over 300 against left-handed pitchers, and he's currently on a 7-game hitting streak himself. So I think that he should be able to extend this hitting streak today to 8 games as he faces Logan Allen on the mound, and that's a pitcher for the Guardians who gives up a ton of contact. In his last matchup, he went 6 innings and he gave up 9 hits against the Astros, and currently he's averaging over 9 hits per 9 innings, close to 10 hits per 9 innings. He has several starts this year. He's given up 7 hits, 8 hits, and that's just not something that you want to see, especially against a lineup like the Padres, who's starting to find their rhythm at home. They're swinging the bat a lot better this month. Tatis, you know, he's leading off this lineup, getting that engine running. So because of that, I think Tatis should be able to get us 1 hit today, and we parlay that with Freddie Freeman to give us 1 hit. We're getting to just about plus 100 odds, depending on where you get it at your book. Like I said, minus 103 on FanDuel on that one. That's good enough for me to be able to get real close to double my money, and I really like that value as my third and last best bet of the day. Well, That's it for me today, my friends. Hopefully we can get on a streak here today. We are due for a sweep. We are due for a winning day. If you feel really, really good about this slate, we do have some earlier matchups in baseball today, so make sure you click in the link in the bio below where you can join our free Telegram group where I'm going to be putting out some of my favorite picks and plays in the early matchups, as we have some games starting at noon and 1 o'clock, and we have another game at 3 o'clock. Yesterday, we cashed in on the Twins money line early. I grabbed the Giants in extra innings, so we were able to cash in on that. So there are a lot of winners that were dropping earlier in the day. I don't have the ability to pitch them here on the video because of when the video drops. I just want to give you guys time to be able to find these games and get the value on this as well. So because of that, make sure you're joining the Telegram group and you can stay up to date on all my winning plays, and I could tail your winning plays as well. I'd love to hear some of the picks that you're taking. I love to tail some other individuals because sometimes I'm not always right. As you can see, sometimes I lose. It always helps when you're in a little rut to back some other handicappers and other people who have some winning plays out there as well. So I can't wait to see some of your picks. As always, make sure you're dropping that like and commenting with your favorite plays. Can't wait to see the money that you make. Dictate your fate. See you tomorrow. Let's get to that bag.